with me, Lord, through my darkest hour.
In our passage from Ezekiel today, we read that we all have one shepherd, which makes us all sheep. Have you ever seen how sheep act around someone who isn't their shepherd? In the summer of 2012, I had a rural ministry fellowship, and it seemed like all the texts I had to preach on dealt with sheep. So I asked my friend Tommy, I said, Tommy, do you know someone who has some sheep? I'd like to spend some time with the sheep. And he said, all right, let's go to my friend Mary Kate's farm. So we drove out to the farm and walked up to the sheep pen, and the sheep were inside just being sheep, milling about, couldn't care, didn't even notice us. But then Mary Kate, their shepherd, came, and she climbed into the sheep pen, and suddenly the sheep recognized her, and they looked up and they looked at her and they got together and they knew who their shepherd was. Like these sheep, we all have one shepherd. Jesus Christ has climbed into our sheep pen, and we recognize him. We recognize his voice, God's voice of comfort, God's voice of direction, God's voice as the shepherd who calls us by name. In the Gospel of John, Jesus says, I am the good shepherd, which makes us all sheep. And why does it matter that we're sheep? Because we know who our shepherd is. We have a God who climbs into our sheep pen and says, this is who I am, so you know who you are too.
My darkest hour.